This is one of the most controversial videos on this channel. I'm sure we'll see vibrant battles in the comments to this video about left versus right. But my only goal today is to give you, an American resident, an escape formula, or simply put, how to move from the US to Canada. I will use a simple graph of time and money to show you some options that work no matter the budget. The vertical axis is the money you need to invest to get permanent residency status in Canada. The horizontal one is the time required for the appropriate PR pathway. I run a law firm, and everything mentioned will come from the experience of our clients as well as this community, I Am Canada. Before we get to it, let's get one thing out of the way. If you have immediate family members like a parent, child, or spouse who happen to be Canadian citizens, you can apply for family sponsorship. This process is fairly inexpensive if your family member is in the middle class in terms of their earnings. They can begin the process. However, from zero to moving to Canada, it might take you up to 2 years, and in certain cases, it becomes a lottery and can take up to 10 years. Therefore, this pathway is placed in the bottom left of the graph. Another method you might be thinking about is work immigration. Can I get a job and work for a Canadian company? Yes and no. To move to Canada on a work permit, you need to get LMIA, or Labor Market Impact Assessment, under which your employer would demonstrate to the government how irreplaceable you are and that nobody in Canada can do your work. Obviously, it's jobs not everyone can do and jobs that not everybody wants to do. Two extremes like software architects and cleaners. Once you find an employer willing to get LMIA for you, the process takes about 3 to 6 months, and the employer would need to pay for it. Work immigration takes a long time, as finding such employers can take years. Therefore, this immigration method stays in the bottom left of the graph and brings you very little control. Now let's speak about the most popular immigration method that gives you control: student immigration. This pathway is quite straightforward. You study at a Canadian college or university, get a postgrad work permit PGWP, gain 1 year of Canadian work experience, and apply for PR. It's important to note that it works for all ages. If you're in your 30s or 40s and have previous education, you can take a master's or a postgrad diploma program to upskill. The average annual cost for a college diploma program would be about $15,000 Canadian or $12,000 US. Student immigration gives you a lot of control, but it will also take up to 5 years from student to PR, depending on how long your study program is. This method is in the upper left side of the graph. Now, what if you have a great idea, or even better, a product you're selling? This is where the Startup PR comes in. How does Startup Visa program work? In simple words, you need to fulfill the following criteria: be innovative, be able to create jobs for Canadians, be able to compete on a global scale. In addition, you need to either raise at least $200,000 from a designated venture capital fund, receive at least $75,000 from a designated angel investor, or be accepted into a business incubator. As you see, this won't cost you much, only about $2,000 in government fees. But in terms of time, be ready for 3 years and wait, and good news, you can work for your business in Canada while your file is being processed. Therefore, the upper left of the graph, just below student immigration, is where this stream belongs. The following immigration strategy is one of the fastest and most comfortable ways to move to Canada: business immigration. Let's see if you qualify. A net worth of at least $500,000 for most provinces. Business investment of at least $200,000. However, it varies by province. And 3 years of business ownership or executive management experience. I've prepared a table of net worth and investments for you. As you can see, business immigration heavily depends on the province. So once you invest and start a business, all you need to do is stay profitable for a year while maintaining your Canadian employees, and then you can get PR. This is why this immigration type is in the top right of the immigration graph. Finally, the most affordable and fastest way to move to Canada from the US is Express Entry Direct PR. This way has recently changed with the introduction of a category-based express entry system. It's clear that the government wants certain people to become permanent residents over others. The lucky ones work in healthcare, STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, trades like construction workers, transport, agriculture and agri-food, and also French speakers are in favor. It's important to realize that if you are in trades or STEM, there's a train of opportunities that's passing by, and I recommend that you hop on while you still can. This pathway belongs to the fast and cheap section of the graph. We once had an American client, a couple in their 40s, who didn't like the way of living in the US, and they wanted a more peaceful environment like Canada. They came to the first consultation with one idea of how things should work, and then after talking to us for some time, we identified that actually something else would work, and they had totally overlooked it. And when we introduced this new perspective, things really changed for them in their life. So I highly recommend that you speak to an immigration lawyer. There will be a link in the description to this video. However, if you realize that you might qualify under express entry, watch this video next from our recent conference in Halifax, where my immigration lawyer and I explain some caveats and how to make an express entry profile, which is super useful, I promise you. Please like this video and let me know if you got some value from it. Also, comment below where in the States are you from and why you want to move. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in this video next.